I had an experience this past Friday night that was such a nothing of an experience, and it was so everything about my life at the same time. And I'm thinking, when it happened, I was thinking, this could be such a nothing, but it really is everything. And I want to share that experience with you and tell you my thoughts. There was a gentleman in town who had surgery and couldn't leave his house. And so he called around for the last several weeks already. He's been calling around, hey, can you come over Friday night? We'll do mincha at 7:20. I need a minyan, I need a quorum, I need 10 men. Can you come over and make the minyan? And it's always hard to get the people together. This one, no, I'm going to come, but we need 10 men. So sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder. We go to his house, and he just doesn't want to go into Shabbos without the singing and the emotion and the davening together. Can you come? And it's a little bit more difficult because, if you go to a shul, they're not counting on you. There's always going to be a minyan. You show up 2 minutes late, whatever. It's the craziest time of the week, Friday, just before Shabbos. And this week happens to be, it was crazier than ever. But we only had 10 we could count on. And I was one of the 10. And you never know, sometimes someone brings a friend. But we only had 10 we could count on. But it was crazy in the house. There's only 4 directions, but I have 5 kids and they were each going their own direction, you know what I mean? And I was like, I gotta go. And I just set up the Shabbos candles and I just booked out. And I literally ran from my house to his house to make the minyan. And I was questioning myself, am I doing the right thing here? Or should I have stayed home and told him, listen, I just can't make it, and I'll get to shul when I'll get to shul, and maybe we'll make a late Shabbos, I don't know. I was questioning myself, and then I get there, and somebody had already come, an extra person. They started mincha without me. I'm sweating, I'm out of breath. I'm sitting there, I'm down in mincha by heart. Anyways, mincha's over. I put on my tie, which I didn't have a chance to put on before. And then I realized I had forgotten to bring the siddur. This is the guy's house. It's not a shul where you've got bookshelves. And he had already put out whatever he had, and people had already taken those. And I was supposed to lead the prayers for the Ma'ariv, for the singing, for the Chumran and the Chadodi, and I have no siddur. So I start going through his bookshelf frantically, trying to find something, but he had already put everything out. And then I found one sefer that was missing the spine. You couldn't tell what it was. So I pull it halfway out, and it was a chumash, and it was upside down. So I pulled it out to put it right side up. And behind it, there was a little tiny packet of papers. A little tiny packet of papers from a small little book. And if you know how books are bound, they're not bound with all the pages in one shot. They print, let's say, 16 at a time in these little booklets, and then they glue them all together. That's how you make a book. And it was one of those little packets, and I pulled it out. I look at the first page, and it's the first page of benching of Birkat HaMazon after eating. And I flip it over, and the rest of the benching is missing. And there are 30 more pages, 30 more sides. And it's the entire Friday night davening. From the whole entire siddur, that's what's there. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I found this. And then I'm thinking to myself, are you crazy? This is the message that you've been looking for, right? You're doing the right thing. The message is you're doing the right thing. You just got to pay attention to the messages. Imagine you're Balak. You're the greatest cursor in the world. And they come to you and they say, we want you to come curse the Jews. All right, I'm the greatest cursor in the world. So you hop up in the morning, you saddle your brand new 2018 donkey. You can imagine, he was a rich guy. He probably had a brand new donkey, horsepower, all leather exterior, etc. And he hops on, and he's going. And he's focused, because he's the greatest at cursing. It's his power. And then his brand new donkey is swerving all over the road. And he's beating her up and smacking her, yelling at her. Finally, she says to him, it's not a brand new donkey, she says to him, I've been with you for so many years. She's talking to him. The donkey is talking to him. Now, I used to talk about this before the movie Shrek came out. And people were like, whatever. It's a much easier sell now. Thank you, Hollywood. And the donkey says, am I not your donkey that you've been driving for all these years perfectly, beautifully? Why do you think I'm swerving all over the road? And he sees that there's an angel of God with a sword. And it says, I'm going to smite you. And you're going to go. You can only say what I tell you to say. And he keeps going. And he tries to curse us as a people. And he's unsuccessful. But what blows my mind is, how is it possible that after this incident with the donkey, he goes on and tries to curse us? And he really tried. And it was a miracle that he was unsuccessful. Do you understand what's happening here? His power is speech. That's his power. And he is the great cursor. That's my power. It's my superpower. And then Hashem shows him, I can give the same power to your donkey. It's not you, it's me. I'm giving you the power. Every breath you take, every step you take, every word you say, it's just because of me. Look, I can do it for the donkey. And he completely missed the message. He said, yeah, okay, Hashem sent me a warning, I shouldn't, I should. And then he tried and tried and tried. Ultimately, he was unsuccessful. But he missed the message. The message wasn't just, hey, don't go. The message wasn't how the message was delivered. A miraculous donkey. A donkey that spoke. Never before and never since. That's the message, and he missed it. If you pay attention to your life, there are messages constantly. You can't say, this message means this. This is an omen. I saw an eagle. I'm going to put all my money in Vegas. I'm black and spin the wheel. You don't know. Is Bitcoin going up? Is Bitcoin going down? You can't know. But if you pay attention, in the messages of the world, you'll see, oh yeah, I really know that this is the right thing. You just have to be tuned in. So what message that I'm taking from this week's Torah portion is, stay tuned into your life, look at every little thing that's happening, understand Hashem loves you, your own life is talking to you, and it will steer you in the right direction. Have a wonderful day.